Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV2. It is the grand final, game number 2 of the NZCL Canterbury Regional Tournament. Suddenly, Citrus have kind of burst out of the gates and laid down the smack in game number 1. They finished in just around about 15 minutes. I was talking about a 15-minute Baron, but of course they didn't even get to the Baz Kebab. They moved straight on to the main course, and that was the nexus of their opponent's Teemo. So we're into game number 2, and the question on all of our minds is, can Teemo pull back a game and make this BO5 into something longer than 3 games? Not sure that they can. The bans have gone out, and we've got Gnar getting banned out this time round. Mendrix.
Yeah, so I think it's very possible for Teemo to actually compete with these guys. They've got a fantastic team play. They play really well together as a team. The problem is that their laning phase is a bit shaky, and obviously that's due to the fact that suddenly Citrus has challenges and Diamond 1s, and that's one of their bigger advantages. Obviously they have a fantastic team fight as well, but if Teemo can hold on during that early mid-game laning phase and then group together as a team, they have a better chance of actually being able to come through, generally because they're very good at playing the team comps, as we've seen in the previous games that they've played. And looking at this, Icy has picked up Maokai, and as we saw, Icy has been very potent every time he's played Maokai in this tournament. So hopefully, we're going to see him actually be able to take on Slobnob in the top lane this time around.
Yeah, he manages to sneak the Maokai through Syndra, Jarvan 4, and Morgana getting banged out. So basically their own team comp getting banned out by suddenly Citrus, who are going to be on the red team now. And in fact, if you think about it, all of the bans are targeted at suddenly Citrus, because they banned their own team comp out, and then they had Yasuo, Orianna, and Gnar banned out by their opponents. So really creating a 6-ban opportunity for Teemo to come through and put their best foot forward. And we can see that happening with Tristana getting picked up. Teemo, King Stallion had a great game on Tristana earlier on in the semi-final. And Icy with the Maokai, he knows that we saw the strength of Icy's initiation on the Maokai earlier on in the losers bracket semi-final. So we know that he's got a good kit and knows how to use it. So the question is really going to be whether suddenly Citrus are able to cope with this best foot forward.
Well, I imagine we're going to see a Nidalee come through. That's my prediction for Slobnob right now. He's basically going to want to come through and just completely dominate the Maokai in lane. He's going to be a bit harder to deal with, so hopefully Icy picks up a Dora and Shield to deal with the fact that he's versing Nidalee. But right now, like I said, Nidalee seems to be a bit of a powerhouse. Those 80 nids in the top lane with their hybrid damage inbuilt into their executes. So it's going to be tough to see. Looks like Slobnob completely decided to just change. Wow, okay.
So
Slobnob just doesn't care what I think. He's just going to be like, screw you, I'm going Nautilus, Mendrix.
Yeah, that's going to be an AP Nautilus, and that's going to be tremendous fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, Nautilus didn't really get too many changes to his kit. I think they buffed his stagger passive, and I think they buffed his shield and his something else they did. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was a couple patches ago. But yeah, look, there has been a lot of these tanky sort of top laners that were originally support junglers coming into it. So I mean, you even seeing like the Alistar pop up, and as you can see, Maokai is now in lane again. So it's going to be interesting to see how this this pans out, because these guys are very tanky junglers, and well, not tanky junglers, they're very tanky top laners at the moment. And I'm going to be very, very interested to see how it turns out.
Well, that's I mean, that is all of the champions that have been locked in, and we're ready to go. In fact, we got Braum as well, who's been banned out several times. So their bottom lane really has the best opportunity that they've had all tournament to put together their combo. Bottom lane's going to be that Tristana going up against an.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking right now. There is no ADC.
So, well, I
think it's going to be Ahri ADC, because Zizik's using Ahri right now.
But that's the thing. I mean, is he going to build Ahri as an AP champion, or is
I think he can build out Ahri as AD. Last time I checked, I think it's possible. So I think right now they're probably maybe what their plan is to break Teemo mentally. That's what they're doing right now. They're putting on a bit of a troll. Generally, that's what's like SKT1 has been known to do this. They'll generally play a team that you don't see them really play, that they're not too good at, and they'll use that team to basically say, look, we don't even need our best players to break you right now, and that generally breaks the morale of the team they're versing. So it's sort of a cruel joke that they're playing on them right now by the looks of things, but it might come back bite them in the ass, because sometimes it's the standard meta is what you need to do to win. Because I mean, really, they gave them their champions by the looks of things. They gave them Warwick, they gave them Ziggs. He's got his Tristana. He's got Maokai. They literally gave. Looks like this is purely we're going to break you, playing unorthodox with your main champions. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, I suppose the only criticism that I have of this approach is that they put Dirty Dan as in the mid lane with the Annie instead of having an AD Annie, because everybody knows that AD Annie is the best.
Yeah, true. AD Annie is the best.
She's got the longest auto attack
range. Yeah.
And it's fantastic. You pretty much every fourth spell, which you're constantly charging up, you're rotating through your three earlier spells. You get a stun. So you get a stun, you get a bunch of auto attacks.
Pretty much, yeah. Like basically, you use your auto attacks to harass. I think you charge up your fireball, and you use you can consistently keep your mana sustained by last hitting with it. And basically, you don't even need to, because if you go AD Annie, you can just auto attack very very easily as well. But I mean, looking into this team comp, I mean, they don't really have one. I mean, they got a support Malzahar with an AD Ahri, Annie mid. I'm very confused. Very confused.
Look, it's definitely going to be an AD Ahri. I had a look at the rune page that Zizek is running, and it's called Poo Thrower.
Poo Thrower.
And it's got attack speed and attack damage and crit chance and that sort of thing.
Very classy. Yeah, I know you can do. One of the things that's good about AD Ahri is that you build Hex Tech on her. You kind of get like a hybrid build.
Oh, nice.
And what you do is, when you use
Rage
your
Blade. I want to see a Rage Blade.
Spell Rush. Yeah, well, she might do Rage Blade for all you know, because generally what you do is you come in and you use the Hextech gun, and then the cooldown on that's actually reduced every time she uses abilities. So you use your ulti, you use your Orb of Deception, you use your Charm, use your ulti again, follow it up with Foxfire, follow it up with another ulti again, and then you should wait about 10 seconds, your Hextech's back up again.
Fantastic.
So it's there's some really interesting things that Ahri can do, especially when you've got your Hextech going and all that sort of good jazz.
Well, the skin battle unfortunately also goes to suddenly Citrus this time round. So we had an early lead taken out by Teemo in the previous match, in the previous game, but this time we've got 3 down at the bottom for Suddenly Citrus and just 2, and this time I'm going to remember, watch this, I'm going to do the amazing, change my overlay straight away.
Very well done there. I'm sure everyone on the stream right now is rejoicing.
Yeah, there's a little cheer. You could see people waving their hands, that kind of thing. Everyone typed in Kappa. No, they didn't.
Love that.
In fact, I'm being surprised. The Twitch channel hasn't had a single Kappa. It has had a single timeout, though. I gave it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 600-second timeout. Longer than Flash, 600 seconds.
It is actually, yeah. I think it was in Flash 500.
Yeah, yeah.
I should know this. I should know it's 300 seconds. Jesus
300
Christ.
seconds, 5
It's
minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Crow's going to get eaten. Oh, Crow's going to get Oh, there you go. First blood onto the Ahri, onto the ADC. And it's like they didn't learn.
It's the exact same thing happened last game.
They just
and on top of
burst
that,
out
he used his barrier as well. He basically wasted a summoner on top of that.
Oh, the tone has been set, ladies and gentlemen, here in the grand final. Game number 2 of the New Zealand Championship League Canterbury Regional Tournament.
Looks like they're just walking around now to see if they can catch Crow coming back in against the well, please don't Crow, don't do it, Crow, don't, no Crow, no.
And he's gone.
Oh, they've already killed him twice in this, and the minions haven't even spawned yet.
Yeah, minions have spawned.
Oh my. That is very brutal.
That is very, very painful. But at least he won't lose any CS because
Yeah, he won't lose any CS. That's you know, that's
yeah.
at the end of the day. And luckily, he didn't use his flash as
Look
well.
on
So
the
he still
right
got his
side
flash. He
of
may have
life.
his barrier down, but
Oh, he didn't use flash either. Well, he didn't. I think the charm hadn't worn off.
there you go. Yeah,
Or
maybe
there.
maybe if he had enough time to use the flash, he would have been okay. But it looks like they're starting up in the blue. Suddenly Citrus. They're using Lee Sin. Lee Sin's sort of fallen out of favor since the recent nerfs. I think they nerfed his base health regen and they hit his shield. It used to be like 4 seconds. Now it's 2 seconds. And so now people really haven't been running Lee Sin as much, especially in the higher elos. So it's going to be interesting to see that he's rolling with a Lee Sin at the moment, probably showing us that Lee Sin is still a capable ADC in the current day and age. Not ADC, current jungler. Good jungler in the current day and age. But he's still, you know, very powerful. He's got very great dueling potential, especially once he picks up both these buffs.
All right, have things all sorted out in the order of supposed positions, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you know, what can you do? Oh, I think we've got the mid lane and the bot lane, because it looks like it's seriously, you got a Malzahar support and an Ahri ADC. I think they just decided, hey guys, look, we're just going to have 2 mid lanes, and we'll make bot lane the mid lane as well.
Actually, this Malzahar support might be an interesting one. He's got the makings of, what's that Frostfire. So he's got the Spell Thief's Edge, and yeah, that's going to proc every time he puts an E down onto a champion. That's
Yeah, every time
little
it procs,
harass.
he's gonna pick up gold for it as well. Every time he puts it on, which is pretty good in that regard. On top of that, I think he's got a silence. He's got his own lockdown, and he deals a lot of damage. I think he's pulls. Is it percent?
Oh, the flash out from Slobnob
Yeah,
up at the top lane, and Maokai is going in, is trying to get the kill because he knows he's going to die as Oven arrives for the gank into the top lane there. But Slobnob, unfortunately, just too tanky. Look at him, he's already up to almost 400 HP from that cot. So bad luck there. Good little try though from the tree.
Pretty much, yes. Generally, those situations where you see you're not going to get through, just all in on someone, guys. You just, you know, try and get as much damage as you can. If anything, you're going to slow them down in the jungle, or maybe even get a kill with them later in the lane.
+1 looking for a gank on the bottom lane, but he's a level 3 Warwick, and that's not really, I mean, even though they were pushed all the way up, he just didn't fancy his chances.
Pretty much, yeah. I think there's not much you can really do at this point. Well, to be fair, actually, they don't really have that many escapes. So if there's a really good initiate by Brom, they might have actually had a chance to do something. But they've really harassed down Reuven right now. Like, he can't really get in there without dying. Zik just missing the charm there and taking a tower hit for his trouble, but a little bit of a mistake there. And look at that
Reuven
damage.
is
That is
so
quite
bad.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
That is quite insane.
Yeah, he tries to get the, like a mini stand behind me going, and unfortunately it's just not enough, as the tree up at the top lane gets taken down from yet another gank. In fact, hit the backspace, mate, and go back 1 point to see this Lee Sin coming through for yet another gank onto Icy, the tree. And oh man, it's just painful. He tries to use the minions, so he's doing all of the right things, but unfortunately he's just too far behind, and the strength of Lee Sin early on with a red buff at level 4 is just too much for him.
Pretty much. He's also affected by the fact that he gave up that kill early. He hasn't got the wards as well, so he can't really react to the Lee Sin coming in. And if you take a look at Slobnob, he's got Doran Blades. So
He's going AD.
he's going AD, yeah. So this is sort of a cruel joke, I think, at the moment, to be honest.
They're messing with the meta.
They're
Look,
messing with the meta.
he does scale a little bit with health, so you know it's not surprising that he's going for health. But yeah, I suppose what we are surprised about is he's not stacking Doran's rings.
Well, if he was stacking Doran rings, his shield will also benefit from it. Pretty much all of his abilities would benefit from the fact that he's going AP, but the fact that he's going AD, I feel, is just basically a little bit of a troll build.
Elmo constantly attracting attention. Oh, he's eaten an exhaust, but unfortunately it's gone onto the wrong player. Zizix doesn't have any mana, but that's okay because he's an AD champion right now. King Stallion doesn't get away. The auto attack from Elmo picks him up, and Reuven left behind to try and defend this lane.
I thought Elmo was the support here. What's going on?
Yeah,
Looks like he's the ADC.
yeah, he's stealing.
Maybe it's an AD Malzahar for
He's going to
win.
get reported by his AD carry.
Yeah, his AD carry will report him at one point. He's like, bloody hell, stop kill stealing, God.
Slobnob gets back into the lane, and he's got a bit of health and his boots, and he's decided, look, I'm going to finish off Icy. He's holding on to him. He's not going to let him go away. Another smack in the head. No, he doesn't manage to get it off, so has to walk away. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Reuven, for some reason, is pushed all the way up. I think it was because +1 was looking for a gank at level 4, but unfortunately, Ari's flash puts him in range, and he takes him down. The King Stallion straight away eats another E.
Pretty much, as you can see, already another dominating lead by suddenly Citrus. They're already 7 kills up in this game. We're already close to a 4K gold lead, so it's going to be maybe one of those games again.
And he's looking for a kill. Here we go. Heading on into the lane. He's going to try and take him from 100 to 0.
Pretty much.
Nice little move there from King Stallion.
Unfortunately for King Stallion now, he is now down both his summoners, and Dirty Dan didn't really blow anything for that. He's got Riven chasing after him right now. Dirty Dan's there. He's taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to get the stun effect onto him as well. Looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble. He's got his flash available. Yes, he does. But it looks like he's still going. +1 is there. +1 is only level 4 to these things level 5.
Oh, we're going to have a team fight now. Reuven attracts the attention. Ari gets into the backline and goes for King Stallion, who W's away. So, in fact, Oven is very, very low at this stage. So is Dirty Dan. He's called the tippies in, but gets a double kill nevertheless. And Elmo locks down one of those champions. I didn't actually see who it was, but prevented any further damage from going down. Nice little play there.
Yeah, definitely. King Stallion's trying to take him out, and that was a very nice shield by Arvin there. Did he use his ultimate to finish him off? Yes, he did. He did use his Dragon Kick.
Dragon Kick.
Oh, sorry, not Dragon Kick, Dragon Rage. You know, I prefer calling it the Dragon Kick.
I actually think it's just a roundhouse, man.
It is a roundhouse
kick.
Kick.
Roundhouse kick.
He's the Chuck Norris of League of Legends.
For sure.
So right now, Ziggs is just hanging out in the bot lane there, still picking up some extra farm. Nolus is there back in lane now. He's got a little bit of a wave pulling up right now, so he'd probably look towards him, probably being aggressive onto IC right now. Has he got he's only got a 1 level advantage at the moment, so it's not that bad, but as soon as you see him probably get to level 11 before IC, you can probably see him engage, as he will have a stronger ultimate.
Whoops, I'll get the items back. So after that little skirmish, what do we have? We've got Ari maybe going towards the Trinity Force?
I'd say she'd be going for a Trinity, probably then into a Hex Tech. Because you get enough life. But basically, you get 2 Doran Blades now, and you can go rush a Triforce after that. You got basically the 2 D Blades give you enough sustain. It's basically like back in good old season. Was it season 3 that had the D Blades had the sustain, or was it season 2? I think it was season 2 actually. It looks like Icy's been.
Oh, sorry. Let's hit the backspace. Head on up there and watch the tree die.
Watch the tree die. Or like a Katrian walk, basically. Looks like he's gone through ultimate. Yeah, just this textbook gank, really.
Yeah, I've been letting Slobnod draw out Maokai, and
he's not warding. That's the big issue.
Yeah.
If he had wards in this situation, he probably would have avoided a lot of deaths right now.
More harass down in the bottom lane. We've got a bit of a convergence going on in the mid lane. Oven gets the dragon kick down onto Crow. And Dirty Dan's gotten caught, but not within range of the turret, unfortunately. So, in fact, it's a double kill going on to Dirty Dan because +1. Well, he kind of stood there and waited to die.
Pretty much. He couldn't do much in that situation. Sure, he got the ult off, but unluckily for him, the tower aggro was on a different minion. He was actually in range, but he was just, basically hadn't done any damage at that point in time, and so the tower wasn't aggroing onto him. Looks like there was a taunt onto Riven right now. The ult has gone onto Riven right now. Looks like it blocked a bit of the damage. That was a very nice play by Crystal Stallion. I'm sorry, King Stallion. Yeah, I was calling Crystal. By King Stallion, they're basically jumping in front and pushing the Malzahar into the tower right there, and unfortunately Elmo has suffered from that loss.
Yeah, Elmo now with infinitely more deaths than the rest of his team.
Pretty much. He's the feeder. He's a feeder of suddenly Citrus at the moment.
Well, Zizix decides, look, I'm going to 2v1, no problem. Takes a bunch of turret hits and gives the shutdown gold over to the Tristana. So King Stallion will be laughing to the bank.
It's this bot lane. My God, seriously, what are they doing? Seriously, what are they doing? They've got an Ari ADC and an elbow and a Malzahar support. What are they doing? Now, but basically
Crow's
they're
in trouble as he flashes away. Is he going to survive? I'm not. In fact, he will. Oven tries to go for the gank onto Icy, but he's too tanky at this stage for a tower dive. He manages to walk away. Gets a ward down. In fact, he's got a ward down in the river as well. So it looks like he's been listening to you, mate.
Looks like he heard the call and put the wards down everywhere. As you can see, Oven's gone back in again, using that ward to hop over the wall. It looks like he's trying to get through the nice Dragon Rage, him out of tower range, and unfortunately, those wards still were not enough. It's at that point in the game where he's pretty much fed too much, and even if he's playing carefully, they're just going to kill him anyway.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, right now, Slobnob's being a bit of a BM right now. He's letting the minions finish off that tower, so he's just basically starving out Icy even more.
Bottom lane, lots of pressure on the turret. It is 2/3 of its health gone, and pretty much constantly under pressure. Elmo, hey, well, the spell thief on E procs every single time. It does damage.
Yeah, every single time.
That's
so
fantastic.
It's basically he just needs to apply it, and he'll always have the passive gold.
Yeah, get all three.
Not really the passive. He'll be receiving the direct gold from it every single time. They need to be a little bit careful now because King Stallion's picked up quite a lot of AD from basically.
Oh, in the mid lane we've got a gank going down. Oven went in and took down. Well, he started tanking the turret and got held in place by the dub, but unfortunately he's just too tanky at this stage, I suppose, and takes the hits like a man and still gets away. Maokai though teleports in, picks up the shutdown kill and the gold.
Look at this, and right now they managed to pick up.
King Stallion gets taken down. Oh my god, what is the director doing? Taking me away from that. And the double kill onto the Annie. It's that brush is like a death brush at the moment for
pretty much. It feels like they're just taking a page out of Fnatic's books. And it looks like by taking down this turret, they save that little ward there that's just chilling out near the tower. Now it can no longer be seen unless they decide to buy a pink ward or use the trinket, the sweeper trinket.
Yeah, that was from the engage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probably used by Lee Sin to ward hop over it.
So
as we can see now,
appears back at the mid turret and drives off their opponents.
Lee Sin's picked up a Sword of the Occult.
Oh, that's
so he's expecting the snowball right now. How many stacks does he have? He's got no stacks, so he would have just picked it up right now.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying right now, look, I'm pretty sure we've got this game won. I'm just going to start stacking up my Sword of the Occult. It should be good. Just checking to see if they have anyone else in the team has done it. No, they haven't. And as you can see, if you look at Ari right now, she's got the makings of a Bilgewater cut glass. So that's probably definitely going to be coming into a. I mean, if she goes Blade of the Ruined King, more power to her. But I bet it's going to be a Hex tech.
Yeah, you put a lot onto this. Oh, 3 versus 1. Oven would love the stacks out of this, but is not able to get it. Dirty Dan comes through, and in fact, you get 1 stack out of that because the kill from Annie's kill happened after he died. But the double kill going onto King Stallion, he might actually get a triple here. Zizix flashes away and sort of hangs around, looking to cause a little bit of a little bit more of grief. But
his Spirit Rush is available, so he might be able to make some good plays here. It looks like he's got a teleport coming in as well from Nautilus, so he's getting ready to start this fight up.
Yeah, oh, they've flanked completely around, and King Stallion focusing on Zizix is going to eat a submarine through the backside, and unfortunately Slobnob, unfortunately for him, Slobnob picks up another kill and goes on the spree. Zizix picks up the other kill.
Pretty much. Right now, the only hope that Teemo has for this game is their Tristana. She's the only one with a decent amount of kills. Obviously, Maokai's picked up 2, but he's died 5 times. And she has about only 8 farm now. 8 farm more Tristana has. So really, they've definitely starved them out a fair bit. If you look at the differences in CS, you can see Ari has 104 to the 78. There's 122 mid to the 79, and then now they're just picking up a dragon, so they're just further extending this gold lead. It's already past the 10k mark, and after this dragon will be easily in the 11k mark.
There's the dragon, 25 kills to 6, heading to the 16-minute mark. The gold lead once again over 10,000 already at this early stage of the game, but this game is going to go a little bit longer than the previous one.
Yeah, at least they might make it to the 20-minute mark this time. You could possibly due to the fact that they are running an unorthodox team. They can't push as hard or as quickly as they did in the last games. But I look for them to probably go for the Baron now, probably go for a 16 or 17-minute Baron. And maybe bait it out if they've got all those options available to them right now. Basically, it's their game to lose. It is possible because they are not running a proper team that if they let this game stall out too long, Tristana will become, the late game monster she is. Icy or Maokai is still a very, very good late game. Warwick does outscale Lee Sin. So there is the possibility for a comeback, but that's purely based on how suddenly Citrus decides to play.
Oh, Icy's gotten caught. He eats 2 ultis and he gets taken down very, very quickly.
So as you can see, just them, flexing their gold muscles right now with all the extra gold that they have available to them. Looks like they sort of caught themselves there in the middle. They're just probably going to come through here and siege it out while they let Slobnob push out. Actually, they're doing seems to be like a 3-1 sort of split here, but they've decided to abandon that and head towards the top turret now and help take that out. And while Ari was just warding, so basically she's going to sit there and they're going to peel apart all the infrastructure they can before they even try to go for the inhibitor or the Nexus inhibitor turrets.
Ziggs sort of prolongs the life of the bottom turret with his ulti, clears the wave there, and he's got some...
This is a bit of trouble right now.
He might actually be, and he mistimed the charm just a little bit. Unfortunately, Icy used both of his summoners to try and create that gank. He was unable to do so. So the mid turret's going to go down, and it's at a cost of a teleport and a flash.
Pretty much, yeah, and all that costed Ziggs to escape was a Spirit Rush. As you can see, Oven's going very aggressive there, trying to get in on Reuven. He manages to get away. Icy is now sitting in the side as they try to protect this turret. The rest of Teemo is getting ready to protect it, but Slobnob is sitting in the middle there, just taunting away as he can. Looks like they've managed to catch out Icy once again. Nice little dredge line onto it. +1 is in trouble right now. He's been exhausted. There has been the glacial fissure by Braum to try and stop disengage. Fantastic flush. Tibbers onto the rest of the team, manages to pick up the kill onto Braum right now, and looks like they've taken down the turret and they're just sieging the spot lane right now. They'll probably use the Tibbers to tank it. Oh, maybe not. They'll just use the Slobnob to tank it. There we go. Slobnob is there trying to run away. They're not really using Tibbers. He's just chilling out on the side. He doesn't want to take any turret shots at the moment.
Yeah, easy as you please. Here's the next minion wave arriving at the bottom turret. Zizek sticking around and getting the auto attacks off there, even despite the wave clear that Ziggs brings to the party. And he's just going to stick around. Zizek's using his auto attacks there. It almost looks painful as he clears the wave.
Pretty much. It's just like, yep, no worries. Just I am ADRA, watch this. His Spirit Rush is not up right now, so she's kind of susceptible to being ganked if he decides to really jump onto her or manages to catch her. But Ziggs playing it very smart, just staying right on the edge of the Twisted Advance. It has been, technically it was nerfed in terms of how the range of it.
Yeah, it was.
In his rework, but I think they increased the amount of damage it does because it is percentage damage now. So, it's a nerf here, a buff there. A little bit of a mix-up. It looks like they're going to try and see if they can catch out Ziggs right now. His Spirit Rush is now available, so even if they do engage...
dangerous game. Look at this.
He's having just some fun there. They managed to pick up the passive onto Braum from there, so they're not going to be able to do much of the stack there. She jumps away. Looks like she's going to manage to get one more hit. She's still got 2 more Spirit Rushes available. And, yep, she doesn't need to use it right now. And basically, she's pulled the whole team to her right now.
Yeah,
and basically opened up the mid lane.
Totally tunnel visioned on Ari's little shenanigans there down in the bottom lane. Ziggs
and now she's still playing with them.
And, well, yes, she's going to try and, as Trick2G tries to say, stop the ports.
Yeah, stop the ports right now.
Stop the ports.
She managed to stop, I think, like those ports for a good 16 seconds, and only 2 people have managed to get back in time. And looks like Dirty Dam has now picked up the kill on to +1. Looks like they're now focusing on King Stallion after there was a flash ultimate by Elmo. Looks like Slobnob's been stunned on the tower, but he's so tanky it doesn't matter. They're trying to still go on to Slobnob right now, but he's just going to walk away because he's a giant. You know what? AP Nautilus is OP. Have you watched that? Have you guys seen that new cinematic by Riot? I think everyone's watched it by now.
Well, we don't know. Maybe that Nautilus wasn't AP. Maybe that Nautilus was actually a double Doran's blade stacking.
You never know. It's quite possible that's the case.
Because it was an auto attack. He just swung his anchor.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. Maybe it was the double Doran's blade. Look, he's an AD Nautilus. Check it out. He's got Trinity Force. and he's got cut glass. So right now it looks like Nautilus is probably like they're crying a little bit, maybe going shit. I should have gone that a lot of ages. Dirty Dan's now been caught in the crossfire, trying to run away. Get a shutdown gold onto Icy right now, and looks like they've got some breathing room down in the Teemo side. However, they have lost the top inhibitor turret, and they have lost their inhibitor and mid inhibitor turret. So looks like this is going to be probably a game that's over the next 5 minutes, and I wouldn't be surprised if Subtle Citrus decide to head down to that Baron, take that out, and then clear out the top lane.
Gosh, so a little bit of breathing room there.
Just a little bit of airspace. They're like, okay, we can breathe. We got this.
45,000 gold, as opposed to 27,000 gold. 33 kills to 8. 8 turrets to 0.
20 more minutes, guys. 20 more minutes. We've got the end game. If we can get to the 55-minute mark, we're okay. I know that's 35 minutes in the maths, but I'm just saying, general list. Looks like Zig's going a bit aggressive there, blowing the Spirit Rush and using her charm to try and catch out the Ziggs there, but still not enough. Riven and hot pursuit, but I wouldn't suggest he continue going. Although he does have the support of +1, sort of walking around there, but he's just warding up and then he's going to back off. And looks like Zig is taking their red buff right now. Normally I'd be like, little troll Ari, but I mean he's AD, so...
Yeah, he is AD.
And he's gone Blade of the Ruined King.
Yep,
He did not go Hextech. I hate these guys. Why can't they just kind of follow the meta when you're going to try and break it, sort of? Oh, and Oven just being a complete troll. He just W'd over the wall, flashback over it. Looks like King Stallion's there taunting from the side.
Oh, Icy flashes forward, but he's just out of range to engage with his... Well, in fact, he catches Oven, so all of the damage going down onto Oven, who safeguards out across the ward, gets himself back in there to do a little bit more damage, picks up the kill on the Warwick. Meanwhile, Dirty Dan getting the focus at the moment, but replies with the focus saying, thanks for paying attention to me. I am an only child. Give me a double kill. There's the ace onto the Ziggs, who takes down their turret as well. Then he's going to pick up the inhib. Well, everyone picks up the inhib together. It's a team inhib. And now the Nexus turret goes very, very quickly. The Nexus will go down into...
Well, it looks like they might be just letting the minions do it, and they're just going to camp the Nexus right now. Looks like they're just going to let the minions do it, and they're just going to camp the Nexus. Although they might be going a little bit too dangerous. Looks like Ziggs managed to pick up the shutdown onto Annie. Warwick having to flash back into the Nexus to make sure he survives. Not the Nexus, sorry, back into the Fountain to survive. And finally, looks like they have taken out the Nexus for the win. So 2-0 to Suddenly Citrus.
2-0. It's a best of 5. Shout out to Feral Advisor and Hacky Sack, who've been having a chat about the status of this competition and these two teams. Yeah, it's an amateur tournament. There's no... I think there's RP involved. So there's kind of standard Triumphant Rise and RP and that sort of thing involved, because we had 11 teams enter, but other than that it's completely amateur. These teams are not professional players or anything like that, so good showing there. We are 2-0 up in favour of Suddenly Citrus in the BO5, and well, Suddenly Citrus letting their game slip a little bit. They finished before 20 in the previous game. Took them 23 minutes, almost 24 minutes in this one. So we'll have to see whether Teemo is able to extend the game out beyond the 20 minutes, the 23-minute 49 mark for the next one, Mendrix.
Well, hopefully, this is all about incremental improvements. That's what Teemo needs to do right now. If they can manage to go a bit longer in the next game, because they always seem to have this late game team fight composition. So generally, if they can get there, there's a chance they'll win. There's a chance they can do it. It's just a matter of playing out that laning phase, that early game, really carefully and not giving up kills, and they have a chance. That's what they have to do.
Okay, well, we will be back in just a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for the third and well, I don't want to say third and final.
No, there's a chance. There's a chance they can win.
There's an outside chance. So the third game in this BO5, it is the New Zealand Championship League Canterbury Regional Tournament, the grand final of that tournament. And we will be back in just a few minutes as soon as the game is, as soon as the lobby is up. This is Crisis and Mendrix signing out.